Hi everyone, I'm Ron Suave, and along with my co-chair, Jeff Parasic, I'd like to welcome you to the 4th annual VSCDA Blackhawktoberfest vintage race. Just want to do a quick virtual drivers meeting here. I will cover the first bits of the general rules, and then Gary Schneider will cover the flags, and Gary's going to be a repeat of what he did in June. And if you saw that, Gary waving his little miniature flags alone is worth the price of admission. So that's really the important part, so please stick around and watch that. Okay, because of COVID, of course, our procedures are a little bit different than they have been in past years, but they'll be very similar to what they were in June. Starting with waivers, you and your crew need to have signed waivers to Stacy, ideally by Wednesday, the 12th. So in 2 days from now, please get your waivers into Stacy. It's very important that we know who is at the track and that we know in advance so that things can be as quick as possible for registration. Registration will be touch-free, cash-free as it was in June. It'll be a little bit different. In June, it was quite a bit farther down the entrance to pit row. In this case, it is going to be basically at the front, at the gate of Blackhawk near the registration booth. The key to that is stay in your car. Stay in your car. Stay in your car. Stacy and her team have everything at the ready. Once you're there, she will get your packet and get you on your way as quickly as possible in a touch-free, cash-free manner. As far as waivers go, it's been publicized in a few places, but just in case you haven't seen it, you are allowed 4 souls on your waiver. So it is you and your 2 free crew, and then 1 over crew is all that's allowed for this event. We wish it could be more. You wish it could be more. Blackhawk Farms wishes it could be more. The entire planet wishes it could be more. But right now, because of the COVID situation, those are the rules that we're operating under, and we're going to follow them. Once you get through registration, eventually you will be going to tech one way or the other. If you need an annual tech, the car count is likely to be 100 or less, so it's going to be fairly light in tech, especially in October. Most cars have been teched. So if you need to go to tech, go to tech. Only 1 person is allowed with the car inside the tech barn. The folks in tech will be wearing masks and shields as they have been, and they will get you through as quickly as possible and as touch-free as possible. If you have an annual, just bring your logbook to tech, as you always do, and they'll give you your sticker and get you on your way. As far as the paddock goes, there'll be a mask in your driver's packet. I'm sure all of us by now have our own masks. The rules have not changed at Blackhawk Farms. We're under the restrictions that Northern Illinois is under. If you are outside and you cannot socially distance, put your mask on. So carry your mask with you, and if you come up upon someone and you start a conversation, just put your mask on. In any indoor space, a mask is required. So when you go to the bathrooms, masks are required. If you get called to the tower, there will be a bell outside the tower, a wireless doorbell. You don't need to know about the wireless part, but there's a doorbell. Ring the doorbell, someone will come down and let you in. They'll be wearing a mask, and as you set foot inside, you'll be wearing a mask as well. So in any instance where you're in an indoor space, please wear a mask. Even if you can socially distance, if you're inside, you gotta wear a mask. In addition to this driver's meeting, there'll be a very brief driver's meeting held over the PA system on Saturday morning. It'll be simulcast on 88.9 FM, and all weekend, all tower communications will be available to you on 88.9 FM. Blackhawk Farms has an excellent PA system. It's very comprehensive and it's very clear. You can hear it, but in case you can't, 88.9 is where you need to go. As far as results, we in the past have had a bunch of sheets in timing and scoring area inside the pavilion at Blackhawk. That's not how we're going to do it. We're going to do it just like we did in June. There will be 1 sheet per group, and it will be taped on the side of the Midwest Council equipment trailer, which is at the right across from where you come off the track and re-enter the paddock area, right by the tower. You'll see the Midwestern Council trailer, and it'll be on the sides of those. Do not take the scoring sheet. Someone always takes the scoring sheet. I think you do it just to piss me off. Don't do it, please. Just observe it, take a picture of it if you need to. But more importantly, the Race Monitor app will real-time carry our results. So there's a free version of the Race Monitor app that shows you results after the sessions are over. There's another version, it's $4.99 for a year, that shows you real-time timing and scoring. Either way, Race Monitor will have accurate results. And if you don't have it, chances are your neighbor does. So if you need any help getting it, just go ahead and do that. Drivers Committee, the reasons why you see Drivers Committee is if you go four wheels off in practice, if there's any sort of contact or any sort of bad behavior that they need to talk to you about, or your car, if something's going on with your car. Drivers Committee will be, as usual, it'll be Jim Donato, Charlie Hall, and John Salisbury at the moment. What we're going to do is have you meet Drivers Committee. If you need to have a person-to-person discussion beyond at a distance in your paddock, you're going to go to the tech barn. The reason being, the tech barn is large, it's high ceilinged, and it's open. So it's covered, it's sheltered, and yet it's essentially an outdoor space. So still put your mask on, but you'll be in tech barn initially. And if there's any reason to go anywhere else, you'll be brought to there in a safe manner. Dinner tickets. Your ticket will have specifically whether you're having chicken or tortellini. We did have some weirdness last time with a bunch of people taking a bunch of dinners and kind of ruining it for some people. It's not going to happen this time. So you'll approach the pavilion. There'll be tortellini on one side. There'll be chicken parmesan on the other. You'll place your ticket in a bucket, and someone's going to point you one way or the other, get your ticket, and clear out of the area as quickly as possible, and go enjoy your meal in your paddock with your friends and family, or whatever you need to do. Also want to thank our sponsors for this event, Next Gen, Haggerty's, and of course Jeff Parasic. The Parasic Guide Enduro benefits disabled American veterans, and of all the charities that help our veterans, DAV is the one that we found the most of your dollar actually goes to. So the money that you're spending to have fun and race is going to a phenomenal cause. And gosh, I think this is about the 9th or 10th year that Jeff has done this, and he's raised tens of thousands of dollars. Pretty soon we're going to be able to say hundreds of thousands of dollars through your help, your charity, and what he does for the club. So it's a fantastic thing, and if you see Jeff, give him a thank you for that. With that, I think that's really all I've got. We'll go right into Gary and the flags, and like I say, it's worth watching. So have a safe weekend, have a fun weekend. This is one of my personal favorite events because nobody comes to Northern Illinois to go racing in October unless you really want to be there, and I'm really happy that you're joining us. So thanks very much, and have a great, safe weekend.
Hi, my name is Gary Schneider. I am your Chief Steward for the Blackhawk Classic 28. Thank you for coming out in these chaotic times to support your club and support your sport. This will be a video drivers meeting. I've never been a fan of long drivers meetings, and this one may be shorter than usual. So first, a few tips about Blackhawk Farms and about our flagging procedures. First, due to state regulations, even a few weeks ago, masks were being required. However, that has been relaxed to something a bit more reasonable now. You will need a mask only when you are inside buildings, such as registration, tech, and the restrooms. For electrical hookups at Blackhawk, or pit vehicle pass, race gas, or race supplies, stop by corner 10, which is near the gas pumps. A few other track items. First, one I always stress, paddock pit speed is strictly 15 miles per hour. You will never be in anything but first gear whenever you are driving in the paddock. Another thing we have often had some difficulty with, I'm afraid to say, is the corner 1 blend line. Whenever you are leaving the hot pits, you will always hug driver's right, all the way down the front straight and into corner 1. You must hug driver's right through the apex of corner 1. There may be 100-mile-an-hour race traffic coming up on your side, and you don't want to get in their way. So please, hug driver's right all the way into corner 1. A few things about flagging. You are probably familiar with a red flag. That means we need to shut down the race, and there is track obstruction. You will see a red flag only at the bridge. If you see a red flag at the bridge, please pull over. You do not need to leave the pavement, but pull over and stop on the main straight. However, in the corners, you will not see a red flag. Instead, you will see a waving black and a waving yellow. And if you think about it for a moment, that kind of makes sense. Yellow means caution, slow down, be aware. Black means come into the pits. If you see waving black, waving yellow on the corners, we would like you to come around the track at a reduced speed and pull into the hot pits. Line up there so we can regrid and restart your race. And just a couple more things on flags. A white flag means there is a rescue vehicle or a slow-moving vehicle somewhere a corner or two in front of you. You do not have to slow down precipitously, and you may pass the slow vehicle. This is simply a caution that something ahead of you is going slow. And last item for the moment is the checker flag, obviously you're all familiar with. In addition to that, we do a courtesy one lap. That is a furled checkered flag with a one digit. This is saying your next lap will be your checker. Do not come in on the one lap. You've got one lap to go. It's your warning to make that last pass. That's it for now. Thank you for coming to the Blackhawk Classic 28.